Hey guys, this is Mitch with Fine Point CGI, and today we're going to talk about how to play video in 3D inside of Godot. So we're going to go through the process of downloading our video. We're going to talk about how to use viewports to play your video, and then we're going to talk about how to project that onto a television. And finally, we're going to talk about how to get spatial audio. That's one of the things that's kind of complicated with how Godot handles things. So it's something that I wanted to make sure I covered. So that's what I have in store for you guys today. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to get a video that Godot supports. Now, Godot supports really only two file formats, which is WebM and OOG Theora. Okay, and in my case, I'm just going to use WebM. You guys can use OOG Theora, which is the OGV format, but in my case, I'm just going to use WebM. So if we head out to this location here, which is webmfiles.org/demo files, there's a link in the description below. You guys can go ahead and pull it down from there. But let's download the Big Buck Bunny trailer here as WebM. So if you click on that, it's going to bring it right here. And if we right click it and save video as, it will allow us to save it. Now in my case, I'm going to save it in my new folder, and I'll just drop it right here over top of my current one I have. So I'll just do that and hit yes, and it will download it. Now from here, we can just import that into Godot. So if we go out to that folder location, which in my case is downloads/new folder, I'm going to grab this file. I'm going to open up my Godot project. I'm going to drag my trailer in here, and you will see that it has imported into our project. So if we scroll up here, you will see it right here. If we double click on it, you can see it's a resource, it's local to scene. If we look at the import settings for it, you'll see that there's not much here. And that's because it is a video file, and video files are difficult in general for Godot to handle. So that's just something to keep in mind. But you'll see that there are no import options, and it doesn't really give us much in terms of options here. Now, the first question that we have to answer is how can we actually play a video file? So the first way we'll do this is with the viewport. So if we come up to our scene, we right click our base node, come down here to add child node, and we will add in a video player. And we'll double click on that, and that should get added. Now you'll see that it is a 2D object. So if we pull this out to be about full screen, let's say, and we drag Big Buck Bunny onto it, and if we hit Control S and we hit play, it says, hey, no main scene. Let's just select our untitled.tscn, and you will see that it's not doing anything. And that's weird, right? We did the video player, but it's not working. And that is because we have to turn on autoplay. Autoplay will play it immediately. Now, if you don't want to play it immediately, you can just get a reference to your video player and do .play. So I'll show you. If I hit autoplay, you will see it has started playing. And in my case, I don't think you guys can actually hear the sound. So hold on. Let me turn that on real quick. There we go. And you can see that it is now playing it. Okay. Now, what if we want to play this without autoplay? We want to run it at our own leisure. What we can do is we can right click, attach a script to any of our project nodes and hit load. And then when we want to call it, we get a reference to our video player and we just type play, and that will do the same thing. So on startup, this is going to play. And you will see that it is playing now. So those are the two ways to get this to run. Now, this is great, but we don't want it to run in 2D, right? We want it to run in 3D. We want it to be on a screen on our TV right here, right? We want it to actually be on this TV screen. So the only way we can do that is doing what's called a viewport texture, okay? So we'll right click our untitled node. We will add a child node, and let's add in a mesh. And we'll add in a mesh instance. And we will come up to our mesh. We will add in a new plane mesh, and you will see that it's, in my case, it's in my floor. So I'll pull this guy up. We will rotate this guy 90 degrees, and we will scale him to match what our TV would be. So let's just kind of drag this guy back here by our TV. And let's make it just the right size. Now, of course, you don't need to make it an additional plane. I'm just doing this because the material references in this scene is a little on the funky side, since it's not exactly designed for Godot or for game engines in general. It's just a really cool scene that I wanted to show you guys. So we'll just drag this guy up to match-ish. I mean, it's not perfect, but it'll work for right now. So now we need to attach a material to this object. So if we go to our material, go to empty, and then add in a new spatial material. If we come down here and we scroll down, go to our albedo, go to our texture, and we can actually add in what's called a viewport texture right here. So we'll click on that, and you will see, hey, hold on a minute. You can't create a viewport texture because it's not local to scene. So we need to make this local, this material local to its scene. And I'll do a whole tutorial on what local to scene means, but basically every time you make an instance of this object, it doesn't matter how many scenes you have it in, it's going to make an individual instance of that object. So every time an object has this material, it's not being referenced as the same material, it's being referenced as a separate material completely. So that's just something to keep in mind. So we'll hit OK. We'll scroll down here, go to our resource, local to scene. We'll scroll back up, click on our texture, and click on our viewport texture. Now, if you click on your viewport texture, you'll see it's looking for a viewport path. So we need to actually add in a viewport. So let's scroll up to the top, right click our untitled, add in a child node, add in a viewport, and add in a viewport. Just like that. And now we can right click it, add in a child node, and add in a viewport container, just like that. And we can drop our video player inside of our viewport container. And now we can click on our viewport, and we need to make sure our size is a good size. So our size is going to determine how big our video is. So we want it to be the resolution of our video. Now, in the case of this specific video, if we right click it, and we go to properties and we take a look at our details, you will see that our size is 640 by 360. So if we come back in here and we type 640 by 360, that will be the perfect size for our viewport. Now, if we head back to our mesh object and then we go to our viewport path and we click assign and we scroll all the way down and click on our viewport and click OK, that should assign this to be correct. So if we hit play, it is at least playing it, but it doesn't seem like it's doing it correctly. So let's take a look at our debugger and go to our errors. You can see that our viewport path is incorrect. So this is a common bug I've been running into. So let's try relinking it and seeing if that helps. Doesn't seem like it wants to. So let's try it again. It doesn't want to link properly. So let's drag our viewport underneath our mesh instance. Let's select our mesh instance and let's assign the viewport path, and let's scroll all the way down to the bottom, select our viewport, hit OK, and that should work. So let's click play and let's see how it goes. Now you will notice that still doesn't work, and that's because we need a camera. So let's hit close. Let's go to our viewport, right click it, add in a child node, and let's add in a camera. And we don't want to add in a camera 3D, we want to add in a camera 2D. And if we hit create, if we hit play, let's see what will happen. And you will see that it has begun playing it. Now, you'll notice that it's upside down, and it looks like it's a little bit wrong in terms of orientation, right? So if we close this, let's first fix the orientation issue. So first, you'll see our viewport is slightly too large, and you can tell this by seeing right here. See how this little pink line is here? So this video is way too large for this screen. So if we come over to our video player and we take a look at our rect, you'll see our rect is the wrong size. It's 120, it's 1025 by 600, but the video's resolution is not that size. It's actually 640 by 360. So if we change this to 640 by 360, that should fix our issue. So now if we hit play, you'll see that it's proper, but now it's still upside down. So let's fix that upside down issue. So if we go to our viewport, we scroll down here, you will see there is a rendering target V flip. If we turn that on, when you hit play, it will flip it so that it is now playing correctly, which is perfect. Now, there is a disadvantage to this way of doing it, and that is it doesn't have spatial audio, okay? And if this is all you guys wanted, you didn't want the spatial audio, then congratulations, we're done. You guys can click off the video and go from there. But if you want spatial audio, which is audio that when your player moves around, the audio kind of fades in and out, then you need to render this in a slightly different way. You can still use this, you just can't let it play sound, and you need to render your sound separately, okay? So let's do that. To do this, we need to have some kind of video editor so we can actually export out only the sound. Now, in my case, I'm going to use Blender for this. I don't know if you guys have ever used Blender, but Blender is an awesome tool that can allow you to do a lot of things, not just 3D modeling. You can do, picture editing and drawing and all sorts of crazy stuff in this program. So if you come up to this little plus icon right here, and you come down to video editing and you go to video editing right here. And then you can see we have a small video editor. Now, if we go out to our project here and we just drag this in and let go, you will see that it has imported our project right here. Now, if we zoom out by using our mouse wheel like this, and we adjust our frames to the amount of frames that is in our video. So if we drag this all the way out to about here-ish, if we just kind of come back here, take a look, see how far we got. If you use middle mouse, you can pan and zoom by scrolling your mouse wheel. So if we pull this back, you can see that we need about 810 frames probably, I think would be good. And then we can come up here to our render settings and click render audio. Now we can choose where we want to render our audio. So let's head over to our downloads and let's head over to, in my case, new folder, and let's just call it BBB and choose the format to be .mp3. And in my case, I've already done this, but I'm going to show you guys how to do it. And we'll click on, instead of FLAC, we will use MP3. Now, if we click mix down, it is going to mix down that audio. And you will see out in our new folder, right next to our WSM file, is our MP3 file. So now if we head back into Godot here, and we go back to our new folder, we drag in our MP3 file, you'll see it's right here. If we double click on it, you can hear it just like that. I don't know if you guys can hear it very well, but it is playing in the background. So now we need to make this into 3D audio. So if we come up to our mesh instance, we right click on it, we add in a child node, we add in a 3D audio stream player, just like that. So let's add that in. And I'm putting it underneath my mesh instance, and that's because I want it to be right from our mesh instance as it is. So that way it just works. And then we can just drag our stream up just like that. And if we want, we can do autoplay as on. Just like our video player, we can just have autoplay, or of course we can play it at command by just hitting play. Now I'm just going to have it as autoplay, and I think that will work. And then we can actually set it up so it has attenuation. And attenuation just means it's going to fade out as you move away from it. So if we come over to our max distance here, 0 means it's going to go forever. But if we set this to something like 30 or maybe 20 meters, which is each one of these little cubes, it'll be 20 of those. you will see that if I come up to my camera and I added a new add-on to allow us to do, to move this camera. So I'm just going to go to asset lib and I'm going to type in camera. And I'm going to pull down the simple free look camera right here. And we're going to download that real quick, install it. It's going to take 2 seconds to install. And then we'll basically just grab that, drag it into our camera. And then when we hit play, you'll notice that we have 2 audios playing, which is a problem, right? So how can we fix that? Well, if we come up to our viewport here, go to our video player, you can shut off volume right here. Just drag that to -80 so it's basically off. Turn on autoplay because I just want it to do autoplaying, and I'm going to detach my script. It's just going to make things a little easier. But now if we hit play, you'll see that we have spatial audio. So if I get closer, it's louder, but if I move away, it's quieter. And it's really that simple. So that's basically how you can do spatial audio with this system. So that's all I have for you guys today. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. Hey, if you dislike this video, go ahead and hit that dislike button because I am here to make content for you guys. This video, as with all of my videos, was a viewer suggested video. So if you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments below and I'll be more than happy to take a look at them and add them to my Trello list. And hey, if you guys have any questions about this or any issues or anything you want to talk about, hit me up in the comments below or jump on my Discord, links in the description, and I'll be more than happy to help you out with any of your Godot issues. But that is all I have for you guys today. So thank you so much again for watching, and I will see you all next time. Thanks.